Alexandra Abramova is here with you, and you're watching the next edition of the SportLife program on the MMA-TV.com TV channel. Hello! Let's start traditionally with the most high-profile and interesting news from the world of mixed martial arts over the past week. The undefeated Russian athlete Movsar Evloev unfortunately was forced to withdraw from the upcoming performance. The latest exit of the former champion of the M1 Global League in the lightest weight took place in June of this year at the 207 Fight Night tournament, where the athlete turned out to be stronger than the American fighter then egged by the decision of the judges. At the moment, Movsar is in the top 10 of the UFC in the featherweight division rating and was ready to move even higher. His new opponent in the framework of the UFC Fight Night 214, which will take place on November 5th in Las Vegas, was also supposed to be an undefeated athlete from the USA, Bryce Mitchell, who has 15 successful exits on his account. However, it became known that during the preparatory camp, Movsar suffered a knee injury that necessitated surgery. Evloev withdrew from the card of the upcoming event, and the Georgian fighter Ilia Topuria became Bryce's new opponent. We wish Movsar a speedy recovery and look forward to his new victories. I remind you that already on October 22nd on the TV channel MMA-TV.com and on the website MMA-Series.com, the broadcast of the International MMA Series-58 Fighters Mansion Tournament will take place, in the card of which, as always, there are many bright and spectacular fights. And as part of the main event of the evening, we will see the return of Melkonyan to the octagon after disqualification. Grisha performed 3 times on our side, and each time he took the victory. The record of the athlete representing the Mullet Fight Club, known to all fans of the MMA series, is 6-2, and the latest exit to the octagon took place in June of this year as part of the 52nd event of the series, where Dupan Maxim was defeated by technical knockout close to the end of the second round. In addition to the professional appearances in the octagon of our promotion, we regularly see Melkonyan as a cornerman of his teammates, the head coach of the Mullet Fight Club, Diakonov Sergey, and the scandalous owner of the Silver Belt, Sergey Babyshev. Recall that after the victory of Moron McGregor over the famous blogger and top MMA fighter Sviatoslav Kovalenko, the real brawl occurred in the octagon of the series, in which the cornermen of the parties took part. So Grisha Melkonyan, in a desire to stand up for comrades, got into a fight with Kovalenko's cornerman side, for which he was disqualified and had no opportunity to perform on our side. Now, as part of the 58 Fighters Mansion event, he will try to win another victory in a duel with the Egyptian athlete Agiba Ahmed Osama, who had not performed on our side before, but who has a record of 6 wins and 3 losses. The meeting of the former athlete of the M1 Global League, the famous pop MMA athlete Artem Tarasov, with his new opponent has every chance to become the most hype and interesting duel of the evening. Fuad Aslanov, a fighter from Azerbaijan, will share the octagon with Tarasov as part of the co-main fight of the evening. As we told in the previous issue of the program, there was literally a queue of fighters ready to challenge Artem Tarasov. Recall that the athlete's fighting path began in the distant 12th year with a defeat to the more experienced Kazbek Magomedov. After the failure, he decided to take a break for his professional career, which never had started that time. This pause lasted for 6 years, and already in the 18th year, Tarasov returned with serious intentions, because in just 2 years he scored a series of 7 victorious fights, including in M1 Global. Now the athlete stands on the side of pop MMA and knows exactly how to show a spectacular fight and to give the audience a real show. His opponent in the framework of his debut on our side will be Azerbaijani athlete Fuad Aslanov, who has also not yet performed on our ground. We will look forward to this bout. Having suffered the first defeat in the series after 3 consecutive victories, Abdulkhalikov is serious about restoring the status quo this time. For now, the experienced Brazilian athlete Rafael Atilio is waiting for him in the octagon, for whom, by the way, the new fight will be his debut not only within our promotion, but also on the Russian side as a whole. Abdulkhalikov, representing the Goretz Club, made his debut on the side of the series in May last year at the 33rd Super event in Bariha, where he knocked out Denis Kirillov 5 seconds before the end of the initial round. Since then, the athlete has earned 2 more confident victories and entered the series in 3 successful fights after losing to Grachik Buzinian in March of the 17th year outside the series. However, Shamil's latest exit against Kyrgyz athlete Alibek Narkul at the MMA Series-54 triumph held on July 30th did not end with luck for him. According to the results of 3 full rounds, the Narkul was stronger by the decision of the judges. Following the results of the event, Shamil's record began to consist of 15 wins and 6 losses. Now, after a little less than 3 months, Abdulkhalikov will return to work out the failure in the new fight, where the opponent will be an experienced Brazilian athlete Rafael Atilio, who has 18 fights on his professional level. And another super event awaits us within the framework of the 58-fighter matching tournament, a Brazilian-Egyptian confrontation with the participation of Mando, already familiar to viewers of the MMA series, and Leonardo Casotti, the debutant of our side. Another Egyptian athlete who is on the card of the upcoming event was one of the victims of the striking technique of Abdulkhalikov. Representing the club of Monster MMA, Mando unsuccessfully debuted on our side with a duel paired with the most dangerous knockouter of our side and the Fight Club Kuznia. The performance at the 50th anniversary event of the Grand Arena MMA Series lasted only 1 minute and 8 seconds, after which the judges recorded Mahmoud's defeat. Now, 6 months later, Mando will return to our octagon to rehabilitate himself after the April failure, and he will have a chance to return to the winning streak in a pair of Brazilian athlete Casotti Leonardo, who has 7 successful pro exits and 2 defeats. Mando's record is 7-3. Let's note the female confrontation of the evening. Kharinova, representing the Kuznia club, will make her debut on our side in the duel with Uzbek athlete Omonkeldieva, who also has not performed on the series before. Kharinova is a candidate for Master of Sports in boxing, grappling, and hand-to-hand combat, and is 2 times Russian MMA champion. She started her fighting career quite recently. On June 4, 21st year, she made her MMA debut with a victory over Alina Kalinina as part of the Russian MMA Championship. However, unfortunately, on August 18 of the same year, the bright start was cut on the MMA World Championship paired with Sabrina Laurentina de Souza from Bahrain. This was followed by another defeat. After that, in June, Kharinova managed to work out the latest failure, but 1 defeat still has to be closed. And the chance for this will fall within the framework of the 58 event in the fight against Omonkeldieva from Uzbekistan, who is also going to make her debut in the MMA series and in a pro arena in the upcoming fight. Omonkeldieva represents the Varak team. Her combat base is Thai boxing. The card of the MMA Series 58 Fighters Matching Tournament is so full of intrigues and bright names that we simply cannot fail to mention the rest of the participants of the upcoming tournament. Brazilian athlete Gustavo Araque will try to close the defeat received from Askanbab Muktebek in the challenger fight for the golden belt in the new duel with Sultan Amr, whose professional score is 6 wins and 1 draw. Vitaly Kasitsin, the representative of the Arctic Club who successfully debuted on our side as part of the 17th tournament, will have to share the cage with another victim of Abdulkhalikov, Brazilian athlete Claudio Ferreira from the Core MMA Club. Dmitry Mikhailidi from the Alexander Nevsky Club, who defeated Ali Mashrapov at the 55th anniversary event as part of the first entry into our octagon, will share the cage with Abdurrahimov Aman, who is not familiar to our viewers. The representative of the club, Kuznia Nikolai Nikotenko, who has a record of 2 wins with 0 defeats, both obtained on our side, will meet with the Egyptian athlete, the number of pro exits of whom are 7 times more than of his opponent, Abdel Imam. And of course, we recall the fight of another brightest athlete from the Kuznia, Vladislav Sukalenko, who this time will have to meet the debutant in MMA, Aslan Nasukhanov. And this was the SportLife program and its host Alexandra Abramova. Follow the promotion news on the MMA-Series.com website and on our social networks, so as not to miss the news about the MMA Series events. And be sure to watch the TV channel MMA-TV.com, especially every Thursday. See you on the air.